Hi, I'm Paul Pasolka, Ivy Masters Learning Center at ivymasters.com. And today we're going to look at Test 2, Section 2, number 30, which reads, to make this paragraph most logical, sentence 4 should be placed. So, there's a number of things you want to think of when placing a sentence. Number 1, paragraphs go from general to specific. So, look at the transitioning sentence before it and after it. If in either spot it's going specific to general, then you know it's in the wrong spot. Paragraphs also go from problem to solution, so check the transitioning sentence before and after. If in either place it's going specific to general, you know it's in the wrong spot. Make sure you check that transitioning sentence after. A lot of times it'll work with the transitioning sentence before, but not the sentence after it. You also want to make sure you're not separating sentences that should not be separated. And then lastly, you want to see if you'd expect something before or after the sentence itself. So we're going to see what applies to this problem in particular. I'll give you an example of anticipating something that should happen before or after the sentence itself. So if it says, without this idea, Einstein would have never formed his theory of relativity. Would we expect something before or after? Would you expect something before? What would you expect before? You'd expect the idea to come before. And you know that because you see the word this. Without this idea, the idea must be mentioned before. So we're going to have to do a bit of scrolling here. Sentence 4 is up here. So let's see if we anticipate something before or after sentence 4. But some fruits do not respond as well to 1 MCP as others do. And some even respond adversely. So notice the use of the word but. Anytime you have a contrast word, conjunction, it shows contrast in the beginning of the sentence, then you know you'd expect the opposite before it. So, before it, what we need is something about what 1MCP does or does well before it. So, taking that to consideration, let's look at where it is now. Let's see what's happening before it. In sentence 3, this may not be much of a problem with certain kind of apples that are not naturally very fragrant, such as Granny Smith, but for apples that are prized for their fruity fragrance, such as McIntosh, this can be a problem with consumers that will reject apples lacking the expected aroma. So what comes before it is something bad, lacking the expected aroma. We need something good, or at least what MCP is supposed to do before it. So answer choice A is wrong. Let's check out after sentence 1. Whoops. Okay. 1MCP works by limiting the fruit's production of ethylene, a chemical that causes fruit to ripen and eventually rot. Sounds like that's what it's supposed to do. Now let's read what sentence 4 after. But some fruit do not respond as well to 1MCP as others do, and some either respond adversely. And then after would be, while 1MCP keeps apples tight and crisp for months, it also limits their scent production. And then we already read sentence 3 that looks like it's launching into it limiting its scent production more specifically. So it looks like we've got our answer, B. Now, let's see what happens if we read after sentence 2. So sentence 2, while 1MCP keeps apples tight and crisp for months, it also limits their scent productions, but some fruits do not respond as well to 1MCP as others do. That wouldn't work because just before it you have a negative and then but a negative. You need something positive or something that's supposed to do, and then but something negative. So after sentence 5, let's see what sentence 5 is saying. Furthermore, some fruits, particularly those that naturally produce a large amount of ethylene, do not respond as well to 1MCP treatment. And then, but some fruits do not respond as well to 1MCP as others do. So there you get a double negative. So our answer is definitely answer choice B. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You can share it with someone who has trouble with sentence placement questions. If there are any questions you'd like to see answered from any official SAT or PSAT or ACT, you can post that in comments and click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Have a great day.